So to start today's look, I'm taking the P. Louise base in shade 2 and using the Olivia 233 brush to carve out under the brows, and then just taking the product down onto the eyelids. I'm creating the shape first before applying any brow product to work out where I'm going to place the hairs, as we are doing a carved out fluffy brow rather than a neat brow. So I'm just taking the same product and repeating the same technique on the other side. Next, I'm taking a fluffy brush and just blending out the edges of the base and the outer corner and inner corners of the eye. I'm just patting the product all over the lid to make sure it's all set in place before applying any shadow. I'm just finishing off the blend with a smaller fluffy brush just to get right into the corners and make sure everything's completely blended out. So now I'm starting on the brows. I'm using a disposable mascara wand with some of the Soap Brows soap product and just brushing this through the brows to start spiking them up. So to start drawing in the brows, I'm using a Molly O'Brien brush, which is the Millie M04 brush. It's really thin, this brush, so you can create really nice neat brow hairs. I'm using the Olivia Belle Beauty Brow Pomade in the shade Soft Brown to start drawing these out. I'm just using small flicking motions upwards and just keep tapping the product on my hand to make sure there's no excess product on the brush, and then it creates really thin hairs. And once I've finished drawing the hairs in, I just go back over it with the disposable mascara wand with the brow product on just to brush them up again. Once both brows are done, I always go back in with my Zoeva brush and just check under the brows to make sure everything's really even. Now I'm just applying some moisturiser to the skin. This is the L'Oreal Hydrogenious Moisturiser, and just applying it all over the face before I start the eye makeup to give it some time to settle into the skin. So to start the eye makeup, I'm using one of the Peaches eye brushes. I can't remember exactly which one it is. I'll write it in the product description. And I'm using the MAC Mineralise Skin Finish Bronzer in the shade Dark Deepest, and applying this to the eyes as a shadow. So I'm applying the product by just packing it on first and then using circular motions to start blending it out. I'm only using one eyeshadow colour rather than different shades for this look, just because it's a lighter look. So instead I'm just using circular motions to blend the edges into the eye base. As I'm blending, I just keep moving further and further towards the outer corner of the eye, just to create a bit more of a winged look, as that's what we're going for today. And then also just blending in towards the centre, just to merge the product later with the shimmer that I'm going to apply to the lids. And then just repeating that same process again on the other side. And then just taking some of the excess product and just blending that more towards the inner corners of the eye, just to add a bit of depth to the eyes. Once I'm happy with the eyeshadow, I'm taking a Doll Beauty highlighter and using it as a shimmer on the eyes. This is the shade Shine Bright, I think. I'll check and write the correct product below. Then I'm taking the Gatsby Pigment by Peaches and Cream makeup, just to add a bit of extra shimmer, but not packing it on as such, just adding flecks on top. Now I'm just taking that same bronzer and using a smoky liner brush to go along the lash line and create a lighter eyeliner. Then I'm just taking a thinner brush and applying some of the Inglot Gel Liner 77 underneath that brown shadow just to define the lash line further. I'm then applying a black shadow from the Makeup with Jar Clientele palette on top just to set the eyeliner in place. I'm then applying Tatti lashes in the style TL3 and just pushing that in to make sure it's all stuck on properly. Now I'm taking the NYX white eyeliner and just dragging this along the waterline just to make the eyes look brighter. Now that I've completed the eye makeup, I'm just taking a makeup pad with some micellar water and just clearing up any excess that's fallen on the face. To prime the skin, I'm using the YSL Blur Primer and just making sure it's evenly distributed across the face. So then I'm just distributing some of the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation on her face and then using a Peaches brush to buff this all out and smooth it out onto the skin, just to try and create like more of a flawless look. I think this is either the PC24 or the PC04 brush by Peaches and Cream, but both of them are great for this stage. Once I'm happy with how the main areas of the foundation are blended, I just take a smaller fluffy brush and just go over the smaller areas, the harder to reach areas, and just make sure everything's really blended before applying any more concealer or bronzer or anything like that. After the foundation's applied, I start with the concealer, so just highlighting the lighter areas of the face, usually under the eyes, the bridge of the nose and the chin, sometimes the forehead as well. I make sure I get my clients to look up at some stage of this process just to make sure you can get right up to the lashes, and so there's no area that's missed and you can hide any discoloration or dark circles, anything like that. I'm just repeating the same process on the other side, just using patting motions and a fluffy brush to get a nice even distribution of product and create a flawless under eye. I then set the concealer just with some Laura Mercier translucent powder, making sure my client looks up just to prevent any creases, so we're not setting the powder into the creases that could be formed. Whilst I'm letting the under eyes bake slightly, I'm just applying eyeshadow under the eyes to match the products on top. So I'm taking the same bronzer, the MAC Mineralise Skin Finish Bronzer in the shade Dark Deepest, and going along the bottom lash line to create a more full eye look. To define the eyes further, I'm just taking a smoky liner brush and going in with a slightly darker shade just to make up for the fact that we've lined the eyes with white eyeliner instead of black liner. It just helps them stand out a bit more, defines the eyes a bit more without creating that heavy dark look. I'm just using a large fluffy brush just to remove any excess powder from the face now that the eyeshadow is completed, and get rid of any fallout from under the eyes. On some clients I do cream contour, but as we're going for a bit of a lighter look, a bit more of a soft glam, I'm just using bronzer to create the dark areas of the face, so just along the cheekbones, the forehead and the nose area. Next I'm applying the Jordana Ticia Prom Queen blush just on the apples of the cheeks and then dragging that back slightly towards where I've applied the bronzer. Next I'm applying the Doll Beauty highlighter in the shade Shine Bright, just to the tops of the cheeks and to the nose, the cupid's bow and any other areas of the face that I just want highlighted a bit. I'm also highlighting the inner corners of the eye using the MAC eyeshadow in the shade Nylon and just going over any areas that I want really to stand out. With my clients, before applying the lip products, I just take a bit of time to have a check over the face to check there's no areas that I still want blending in, under the neck or around the brows, anything like that. And then I normally just fill it in brow hairs right towards the centre, as I don't do this before foundation because I'm too messy and it ends up coming off. For this look I decided to go for a red lip, as I thought this would be like a really nice prom look. So I'm using the Jordana Ticia red liquid lipstick, which is in the shade Paint the Town, and it's just literally the nicest matte red lipstick ever. I absolutely love it. Finally, I'm just applying mascara with another disposable mascara wand on the bottom lashes, and then just checking any areas underneath the top lashes just in case they need a bit more coverage. So this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions at all about products, brushes, application, etc., then please feel free to comment or message me. Give this video a like or save if you enjoyed it, and I'll try and get more of them done. Thank you very much for watching.